All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there. I tried to go live and it didn't act like it hooked up, and it made me, as usual, confused. But we're going to try it again and see if yeah, I'm live now, and we're still talking about the pyramid at the Giza, the secret exposed wingmaker content. All right, that shows me that we're live. A minute ago we were not, but what I'm doing is having to learn this thing. It's not easy. I need to be able to see the back side of my channel when I'm doing a live stream. So I'm trying to figure out a way to use an older Chromecast, and I'm a little hung up on it. I'm not able to do what I want to do the way I want to do it. But yeah, we might get around to this pyramid thing. But right now I'm working on a video. I want you to see how I do it using Clipchamp. This is one that's in production, and I built it to this point.
Try to be provocative on there, don't you?
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question
let me
is.
show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024, from your tweet, here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m. Quote, "The majority of Americans hate women. The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy." Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I am not sure what this has to do with the subject matter of this
Did you
hearing.
say it?
I do not have those words in front of me. I probably said something along those lines, but
Yeah,
what is
you
the
said it.
relevance of
Here
that
it
to
is,
this
big as
hearing?
Dallas, right there.
Yes.
But your political beliefs don't impact your feelings about President Biden or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me
doctrine.
like you have your favorite feeling is anger. Let me ask you this.
All right. You see, I have these emojis across here. I got the zinger here. This was a piece of art that AI Grok did, and I put the words here. I always hope everything's spelt right, so I try to do it and do it right. But so that's the finished product. I've already saved downloaded the captions, and I did the export already. So it's a finished product. Now what I'm going to show you is the way that I find. This is Zinger number 2. Let me show you what I did for Zinger number 1 first. Go here and here. All right, this was the very first one. It's already up. Is it up? No, this is scheduled for 3 o'clock tomorrow. So you're seeing something that is ahead of the schedule. I have a long version of this up, but let me play this real quick and show you. After I built it, I thought about I could put emojis on it, and so this one is the Zinger number 1. It don't even say that, but that's what it is.
Constitution does not contain a right to an abortion, but is convinced that it contains an individual right to possess firearms. And that reason is white male supremacy. Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
Is there a question in this?
Did I read that correctly? That's
Is there
my
a question that is relevant to this hearing?
Did I read that correctly? Do you really think that the United States Supreme Court, you're an officer of the court, is guided by white male supremacy?
I believe that the First Amendment prohibits the president
Did you
other
say
state
that?
officials for punishing people for
Did
their
you honestly say that, Professor?
I
And you
believe
expect us,
that the First
as a
Amendment-
Democratic witness, to take you seriously? Are you kidding me?
I believe that you should take
You've
the First
heard of
Amendment
curb your
seriously, sir.
enthusiasm? Here's my saying, curb my nausea.
I
Thank you.
believe that you
The
should take
time
the First
has expired.
Amendment
Thank
seriously.
you. Senator Durbin.
Constitution does not contain.
To me, he's right on time. He's smart as a whip. and he's funny as hell. And I like him. I think he's doing a wonderful job. But about that was Zinger 1, this is Zinger 2, and I'm going to show you I can keep a lot of this in play as I build it. When I put the cursor over right there, I'm at that point. Right there, I'm in the middle of this at the very end. So it goes from left to right. Now, what I'm looking for is another zinger, and actually I had it, but I don't think it. Oh, I hit paste and it came up. I had to eliminate it so I could actually download the new captions. Let me play just a minute of it and see if everything's right on time. Well, that ain't good. It ain't playing.
Armed self-defense in public. It openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges.
All right. Let me do. Let me make it where it fits the box. And now we'll get to looking at what is it the right one. It appears to be. Let me see what the ending words are.
Has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well, close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay.
Okay, this is before I did any trimming. So when I did the reverse by hitting the back button, it didn't trim it out right. So that's what the first thing we'll do is we'll find the beginning and the end. And, all right.
Quote, when the Supreme Court declares that there is a, quote, when the Supreme, quote, did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went, end quote. Did you say that?
Okay, the cut is there. All right, what I got to do is I'm going to bring it down to this level right here. I'll go ahead and get rid of Zinger number 2. I highlight it, right click, and say delete. And then I take this one and I hit right here and it puts it right in place. And let's see what we're dealing with. All right. It's a little long. Not bad. See what the end says.
Okay. End quote.
It's got that
That sounds like me.
Okay.
right there. I can cut it. Get rid of that piece. Delete. She's got that smirky look on her face, which is good. All right, now let's check and look at the exact time. I go all the way back to the ending of it at the playhead, and then I get to the very end, and it gives me 58 seconds, which will work for this. Really good. But I got to move all of this that's in line with that over. So I start up here and I highlight it, come down and highlight it right there. Now I drag it until it gives me a red line. Oh, it ain't going to give me a red line. I'm going to just have to get it close. Let me do that. Now I'm really close, so I got to zoom in. And that's the end of it. And this needs to be all the way here. And these two need to be moved closer. Let me do them both, all four of them at the same time. There. Now I grab it and move it all over, and it give me a pretty good match. It ain't perfect, but it's pretty good. Now back up 5 seconds, and you see where I'm at. Play it through.
Well, close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay.
Okay. Now the emojis don't match, and that end didn't match. So let me look and see what I've got. Emojis are running longer. See, if I zoom in, you can see it. So I move it, each one of them back until I get it like I want it. Check these. Yeah, I think these are too long. All right. Yeah, that's what you want to see when you stop it, when you hit that very bottom. Where did, okay, the music. I can go ahead at this point and get the music right. Pull it right over until it stops. And zoom in to just double check everything one more time. Back it up 5 seconds and play it.
Well, close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay.
Okay, now we got kind of a beginning and an end, but you see this is an overlay from the last one. So this is number 3, Zinger number 3. We can fix that pretty easy. That he was talking about her tweets.
Self-defense in public. It openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats. Close quote.
All right. The tweeter doesn't, the tweet emblem picture doesn't go in with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. And then listen to it a little more.
End quote. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went on to say,
I better fix the where it says this is number 3. If I don't fix it now, as I go through it, I might forget. Number 3. That looks good. These eyes were for the other video. This face was for the other video. Now that's where it gets complicated. Is what to keep, what not to keep, and Flipchamp works really well if you
those
if
that
you're
they
new to editing.
perceive as threats. Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe so. Thank you for reading.
Okay. And
Well, the eyes match because it's like a reading. Let's see what happens with this here if I make it
those that they perceive as threats.
threat. Threats and being a mean face doesn't look good. Let me see if I can go to my emoji page. This is on the internet. It's really cool. And I think the word he said was threats. So let's see what we can find. I hit with my finger, I hit Windows key and H. Threats. You never know until you look, you know. You don't know what you'll see. Threat. Now, now I've got a choice. What do I want? A threat. A threat can be this one. Usually the best ones are right on top. Well, it did have that face. Let's do this. When I do that, it copies it. Now that it's copied, I can go in here and put the playhead anywhere I want and just copy it, paste it, I mean. Now that's it. Now it's really small. You see it right there. What I'm doing is I'm make them. 88's been working for all of mine, so I'm going to put it right here and make it match. This is the one with the angry face. It's a threat face too. So based on what I just seen with the emojis, so I'm going to have them too close together. So what I do is I highlight that one and move it. Whoop, that's the wrong one. Now I want to move this one. Well, that happens when you get them too close together. Let's go ahead and get this one positioned. Now bring this back down and get it where it lines up with that one. Close. All right, now back head up a little bit and play it and see what it looks like.
Men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats. Close quote.
Okay, that works good. But let me see where it changes over to
I
the.
believe so. Thank you for reading.
Okay.
Yeah, she mentioned the word reading, so theoretically I can leave that there. I think this fades out here. Let me look. There's the fade button. Yeah, it fades out and you see the distance. So I got to make this one fade out at about close to the same thing. Now let me see, do they start together?
Ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats. Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
Looks good
I
so
believe
far.
so. Thank you for reading.
Okay. And did you also say in that article, I'm going to quote again,
Eyes are on too long, so let me check to see, do they fade out? Yep, both of them fading. Okay, what I do is I grab right there and squeeze it in together so it doesn't be on the screen as long as it was. And I undo. I hit that trash can by accident. So I hit undo. That's the good thing. If you make a mistake, you can undo it both ways. You can undo it from the past and move it to the future.
I believe so. Thank you for reading.
okay? And did you also say in that article, I'm going to quote again, quote, by simultaneously.
There's the Dallas. This is for the other video, and it does not work. So I'll go ahead and just delete it. Highlight it over it and then delete it. And let's hear what it's saying.
Quote, by simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and
White men's right to kill. I don't know what kind of emoji I match that, but let's go look and see if there is one. That could get racist. All right, let's look right here. I'm gonna hit the Windows H key, and that allows me to speak, but I don't want to speak right now. Look at it type. Stop it and delete that out of there. Now I can keep the cursor there and highlight. Male, man. Man. Let's just put a man and one that looks white. Let's just grab this generic. What has he got in his ears? Let's look at that. See what that looks like. There he is right there. Let's see if we can make it bigger. Let's grab him and move him down. I got the cursor wrong. There it goes. Yeah, that's a male. Let's put him right about there. What looks the best? Right there. Now, what is the wording?
simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not.
That word kill doesn't communicate good. The man pop up first, and then let's see what comes next.
Simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die.
That's a complicated subject, but I'm going to try the word kill and just see what it has in there for me. So we go to the emoji page. Kill. We could use the skull. Let's do that. See, when I click on it, it copies. When it flashes that it copied it. Now I'll get up here and put it right. You can move it once it gets in there, but let's see how close together we want them to be. I usually drag it out a little further until I get the size right. I'm going with my standard 88 as a size. Now I matched it up with the white until I know how long I want it. I'll just do it like that.
Standing white men.
Now I move this one down where it needs to go. Let's see what that looks like when it pops
Expanding
on the screen.
white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to.
That's controversial. That's weird. All right, I'm gonna fade both of these out at the same time by highlighting them with the control key, and then go to the fade key. Now, the top is fade in, the bottom is fade out. I'm gonna fade it out halfway and then play it again.
Simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die.
Pretty good timing. Something looks a little off, and I'm gonna see if yeah, that head's 88. His head is big, so I'm gonna let me see, make it 99. Oh, I think I did the wrong one. Okay, see the skull got bigger. So let me do 88, and the skull got all right. I've got them overlapped, so what I'll do is I'll separate the male, now highlight it, and now I can get it to be 99. And look at them both. Yeah, that looks good. Move it back to the proper distance where it comes on at the same time.
Expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die. This Supreme Court, referring to the current United States Supreme Court, has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well.
All right, I got that coming on, and it's almost the end. And this is number 3. This is Zinger number 3, so I have to change this one and make it a 3. Sort of makes sense. That done it. Zinger number 3. Let's see where it started at.
Turn the Constitution into a homicide pact as well, close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
All right, this is what I was getting at. That sounds like me. Let's change that text. I highlight it and I go to Windows H key. That sounds like me. Well, it gave me almost everything. It put in H key, but we'll move that out of there. And we'll make this big, capitalize, and capitalize the S. Like me. All right, now that we got that, I can look at it and tell it needs to be a larger font. So it's 26 now. We can take it all the way to 28 and see does it fill up the space. Still got plenty of room, so we'll make it even bigger so it stands out. Make it 40. Make it big. Yeah. Let me see if I'm out of, okay, I may be out of the box. Yep, I'm out of the box. So what we'll do is we'll go down to highlight it and go to 32 and make it 34. And then look at what it looks like.
Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
I'm wondering if I should keep these emojis here. No, it just shows emotion. Is it cluttering it up? Let me back it up and play it and see what it gets to when it comes on.
Has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well, close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay.
One thing about it, she can't deny it. Oh man, that is something. I'm gonna leave the emojis there. I may be wrong, but well, that's a finished product. Let's look at it from the beginning to the end.
End quote. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went on to say, quote, when the Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats, close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe so. Thank you for reading.
Okay. And did you also say in that article, I'm going to quote again, quote, by simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die, this Supreme Court, referring to the current United States Supreme Court, has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well, close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay.
He got her. He got her good. Okay. All right. Let me. That's a finished product. Now, what I do, because the captions are perfect on it, I could go through them and clean them up, but I don't. I don't have that ability to. Yeah, being dyslexic and trying to figure out what's not spelt right or something that just don't work for me. I have to trust that the captions look good and people, some other people might fix them, but I try to just let them be. All right. First thing I'm going to do is see where it says short right here, up there. All right. This is number 3. So I put a 3 there. Keep the title. I keep the title the same. And then I just tell it to download the captions. And it's over that quick. And then I go and move the captions out of the way. I go here, and by this having all of the emojis and all of the bells and whistles for the different colors and everything, I make it 1080. The algorithm favors it when you do that. And you can see how fast it's moving. It doesn't take long. If it was a longer video, of course, it would. But for right now, we'll do it like that. All right, that's the finished product. Bam. All right. Now what I would do right here at this point, I'd go back in here, and this is Grok. And I'm going to tell Grok, I got to, actually, I want to show her. This is number 2. Okay, we got number 3 in the can. This is the loading procedure for YouTube to get it up there. I don't have a title. I can make it reuse, and it'll be similar to that, or I can just request all new informational for text, description, hashtags, and keywords based on this.
Or what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question
let me
is.
show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024.
All right. That's not what I'm looking for. Let me figure out how I do this. I go here. Here.
Or what the relevance of that is.
You're trying.
And caption.
Or what the relevance of that is.
You're.
Da, 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 da. I'm missing a step because I haven't named the video. Yep, I'm missing a step. Maybe I haven't uploaded the captions yet. No, there's the captions. Edit. There's the timestamps. I could do it. There's so many ways if you were doing it, you could like highlight the whole thing. It doesn't have select all. So I'm trying to give the captions to. If I do that, oh, I almost had it. Almost had it. There's got to be another way to do this. What am I doing wrong? Done. The captions are done. Let me do this. Go to my content. Schedule. I'm getting a little confused. Let me think. This is related. This is number 2.
Or what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative.
Maybe if I copy this, and just go right here, paste.
Or what the relevance of that is.
You're trying.
By not being, it's a short form video. It captions on. That ain't what I'm wanting. Captions off. If I can't explain it, then y'all can't tell what the hell I'm doing. Why is it doing that? See, I really need the captions. Like, let me show you. These are the captions from the other video. I was able to get them off of YouTube, and for some reason, I'm not able to do that right now. That is like everything else. It's just weird. Okay.
Or what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be.
That's the one we're working on. If I hit that.
Or what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
The captions from there.
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance.
Well,
of this question
let me
is.
show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2020.
That is weird. Okay, there's got to be a way to do it. All right, what I'm going to do is reuse these ones. It's in order. Pop that in there. Reuse it. And that gives me a possible title. Now, where are we at here? Okay, what is the deal? I know I'm confusing y'all because I'm confused now. Dadgummit. Right when I'm thinking I'm able to cut and paste and do what I'm supposed to do, I get this
Thank you,
confusion.
Mr. Chairman. I apologize
This
for
is the
having to
long
miss
video.
the testimony of some of
And
you, and
that
I
ain't gonna do
appreciate
me
you
no
coming
good if I
today.
can't get the timeline just where I want it.
Professor Franks.
Man, how can I do that? Right. I'm going to just put curb. I'm going to put 3. Wait a minute. It ain't 3, it's 2. This is 2. Invisibility is scheduled for 4 a.m. tomorrow.
Or what the relevance.
All right. If I schedule it, I've got,
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me
doctrine.
like you have your favorite feeling is anger.
Okay. Your favorite feeling is anger. Let's just see if, because I can, yeah. We'll just try it. You'll see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Hello. I'm doing a short video with John Kennedy's information. I can't get the transcript with the timestamps on it. For some reason, I'm having a problem. But it's where the woman is saying a key word. Let me look at it and I'll be right back. Do that and go look at it and go back. And it's, what is those words that she's saying at the end of it? Where can I hear it from here? Maybe I can do that. Go here. Oh, yeah. That's number 3. Oh, I can't do it because this is number 3. Oh, it ain't going to work. Huh. Okay.
To be provocative on there, don't you?
Again,
It big as Dallas, right there.
yes.
It says big as Dallas.
But your political beliefs don't impact.
Feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me
doctrine.
like you have.
See, I got to remember big as Dallas, and
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to
doctrine.
me like you have your favorite feeling is anger.
your favorite feeling is anger. All right, let's go back to and get the AI to find that. Let me wipe that out. I need you to help me come up with number 2. It's a short for the one that we've been doing the long version of. He says in it, biggest Dallas, and the lady says something about anger, and Kennedy said, your favorite feeling is anger. Can you help me with a title for this particular short and also a description that would be relevant and timely and some hashtags and horizontally on a row and some keywords horizontally on a row with a comma between the keywords? I really appreciate you. Thank you for helping me so much. Let's see what happens. Oh, let me give her one more prompt. Make it unique so it won't match or be too similar to the first version I've done. Thank you. I think you have all the information. All right. We click that button and boom, it is doing it. Let's see what this says.
Hey buddy, I'm excited to help you craft a second short form video from the same long form transcript, this time focusing on the your favorite feeling is anger zinger. I've pinpointed the moment you're referencing. It's around 4:15 to 4:18 in the original long form transcript where Senator Kennedy says, what I have is your favorite feeling is anger, following Professor Frank's response. You also mentioned biggest Dallas, which I assume might be a typo or misheard phrase. Did you mean biggest dollars or something else? Since it's not in the transcript, I'll stick to the anger exchange and assume it's part of the vibe you're going for. I'll keep this unique from your first short, Curb My Nausea, while staying SEO-friendly, timely, March 26, 2025, and packed with Kennedy's humor. Here we go.
Wow. Took the information and came up with this title.
Kennedy burns Professor with your favorite feeling is anger jab.
That's the jab. All right. I'm going to copy. Let me do this. Jab. All right. I copy that and I go find the video again. And there's it goes. All right. See that little emoji? I'm going to keep that and I'm going to put everything she just said right there. I'm going to get rid of, no, I'm going to keep them for work, for what we're doing. It works. Now I got to go back and get the description. Copy it. I'm going to read it, let you hear what it says, and then I'll paste it.
Senator John Kennedy, our law, strikes again in this fiery 30-second clip from the March 26, 2025, Senate hearing. When Professor Franks dodges his questions, Kennedy lands a savage zinger. Your favorite feeling is anger. Sharp, sassy, and pure Louisiana spice. Don't miss this political mic drop. Want more? Full video linked below. Hit like and subscribe for the next roast.
All right, I'll put it right there. That's a link to the long one. I'll leave that there. Now, what we do here is that's kind of like a call to action. I'm going to check the hashtags out based on what we have here. Cut them, copy, and just get them over in it and look at them. That's what I have to do. Paste them, and then I can eyeball them. It's similar, but yet different. So what we'll do is we'll keep everything. Matter of fact, we'll get rid of the top one and keep, because my dyslexia is so bad I can't really see all the differences. I can see some of them, but I don't think we need the emojis. We've already done that. And now we need the hashtags. Let's go looking. No, I mean the keywords. Where are the keywords? All right. I'm pretty sure she customized them to be unique and different and similar. It takes an AI to figure that out. But these are the ones from the other video. I'm going to put these underneath it, and you can see they're similar but yet different. Paste. One reason is the algorithm wants them to be not copied from one to another. It favors if you do it like with somebody that really has the ability to read and see. They don't have a problem. But when you're like dyslexic like I am, it turns into a problem. Now, why these are so valuable and the hashtags are valuable is because of this little thing. I copy it and then I go down here and by this being a short, I double check it's got Kennedy News Shorts by Buddy, and then that's all there needs to be. I hit that, and then we get down here to where the algorithm really loves these. See, these are the keywords from number one, and the long version. It's a combination. I have a long version, a short version, and now I'm working on the second short version because it was full of good zingers and jabs. So I get rid of all of these and I put all of the new ones that's tied to number two, and bam, they're there. See, anger jab, that has a, a value when it comes to what the algorithm will do. Okay. And it won't let me hit tomorrow. It'll do it for today. And then it gives me just double checking, going here, and then I can I got this is where the closed captions went in, and I've already done it. Let me just edit it by looking at it. Yeah, they're there. I'm gonna hit done, and then I'm gonna go add. What I'm gonna do is add the long version. And this one is the long version. Curb my nausea. So we hit that, and that sends them as a related video. A lot of people don't use that, but I use it. All right. And this one's scheduled. This is
Or what the
number two, scheduled for 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Double check that, make sure that's right. I'm pretty sure that. Oh, what is my doing? That's number two. Where's number two? That's number two. Schedule it for 4. I can always change it. I'll schedule it. Click on the
or
link and see.
what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
So
Or
it's not
what the
live
relevance of
until
that is.
You're trying to be
tomorrow.
provocative on there,
And
don't
I've
you?
got one open right here. I'm gonna just
Again, I'm
close
not
it.
sure what the
Well,
relevance
let
of
me
this
let me
question
let me
is.
show you the relevance. On November 7th,
Saved as a draft.
2024, from your tweet. Here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m. Quote: "The majority of Americans hate women."
What am I doing? Am I messing up again? Saved as a draft. What? Short. Should be scheduled. There it is. It's scheduled. All right. That one is scheduled for, can you see the time? 3 o'clock. This one will drop at 4 o'clock. You can see it. There it is. All right. This window that's so confusing, I'll close it. And this is the long format. I'll leave it open for a little bit. And that is That's number 2.
Again, I'm not sure what the
Well,
relevance
let
of
me
this
let me
question
let me
is. Words in front of me, I probably said something.
or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me
doctrine.
like you have your favorite feeling is anger.
Favorite
Or
feeling is
what-
anger. What? This is number 3. What is her favorite feeling there? Let's look. Back it up 5 seconds.
Quote, when the Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
That sounds like me. Okay, that's the third one. Now, what we're going to do with the third one is verify that it is, this is copied. Yes, it was already copied. And the third one is already, see, I can see, so I don't need to do that one again. It's already in the holding spot in a folder where it needs to be. All right. So what I'm going to do is cut all this off so I don't get distracted. Cut that down. I'll leave this like this for right now. And yeah. Okay. If you've never seen this emoji board, it's so cool. It helps me out tremendously. And that's, look at that face. When
Or
she
what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
provocative.
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question
let me
is.
show you the relevance. On November 7th,
All right. No need to keep looking at that. You see what it is.
Or what the relevance of that is.
you're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
And just cut it off. All right. What else did I want to show you about? These are some images that was made. I didn't actually go with any of those. I actually made my own. See if I can show it to you. This is the easiest, quickest way I can show it to you. See where it showed her my nausea. And that's a picture of her. And yeah, that's what that looked like after I got through making it. But this is what it looked like. It had her face for some reason. AI is always not perfect, but yeah. All right. It looks like we've almost been talking for an hour. And I haven't really even said anything about the pyramid. Let's just do a check in with the pyramid. I can go here, I can go in my, because this is just for the image. I can go to the history and look for the pyramid. There. No, that's not it. Where is the pyramid? WingMakers. Oh, there it is. The fact check. All right. Hey, this is Buddy Huggins. I want you to I'm doing a live video, so you're actually real time with me with my live audience. It's today's date is the 26th. It's Wednesday, March the 26th. The time is fixing to be 8 o'clock. Give us a fact check of what is the latest hub and buzz about what's underneath the pyramid in in Egypt. Fact check it and tell us what you got. Latest, hottest thing. Make it entertaining. Thank you for helping me. I really appreciate you. Always be nice to the AI. Treat it as you want it to be treated yourself. Don't hate on it. That just does it absolutely no good. I can make a whole video about why you're supposed to be patient and work with it and talk to it because you want good data, you'll get it. All right, I'm gonna send it over and let's see what comes up, and I'll have the computer read it. 15 web pages, 9 posts. Hey, buddy Huggins. All right, let's start with paragraph.
Hey there, Buddy Huggins, and hello to your live audience. It's Wednesday, March 26th, 2025, and we're just about to hit 8 p.m. CDT, perfect timing for a hot topic that's got everyone buzzing. I'm thrilled to be here with you in real time, diving into the latest hubbub about what's supposedly underneath the pyramids in Egypt. Let's fact check this sizzling story, keep it entertaining, and get to the truth behind the hype. Buckle up, beautiful souls, because this one's a wild ride. The internet is absolutely on fire with claims that a vast underground city has been discovered beneath the Giza pyramids, specifically under the Khafre pyramid, the second largest of the bunch. Italian and Scottish researchers, Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa and Filippo Biondi from the University of Strathclyde, dropped a bombshell earlier this month on March 15, 2025, claiming they used synthetic aperture radar, SAR, to uncover a sprawling network stretching over 6,500 feet deep. They're talking about 5 multi-level structures near the pyramid's base, connected by geometric passageways, 8 vertical cylindrical shafts dropping 648 meters, over 2,100 feet, and 2 massive 80-meter cubic chambers deeper down, with spiral staircases and even a water system. Social media is losing its mind. Posts on X are calling it the most important discovery of our lifetimes, with some folks speculating it's the legendary halls of Amenti or even an ancient energy grid tied to Nikola Tesla's theories. One user even suggested these structures could be energy conduits or power hubs for a pre-flood civilization. The buzz is electric, and it's no wonder why it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But let's pump the brakes and fact check this, because the truth might not be as shiny as the headlines. First off, that viral image floating around, the one with the numbered diagram of a supposed underground structure, is actually a schematic of an offshore oil rig, not a pyramid. It's been mislabeled to fuel the hype, and that's a big red flag. Now, the researchers' claims are based on a 2022 study they published in the journal Remote Sensing, where they used SAR to detect vibrations and map internal structures in the Great Pyramid, not Khafre. That study found some hidden rooms and ramps, but nothing on the scale of a vast city. Their latest findings, announced via a press release, haven't been peer-reviewed, and that's a problem. Independent experts like Professor Lawrence Conyers from the University of Denver have called it a huge exaggeration. He told the Daily Mail that SAR and ground-penetrating radar, GPR, can't penetrate 2,100 feet deep. GPR typically maxes out at a few dozen meters. Egyptian officials, including Dr. Zahi Hawass, former Minister of Antiquities, have outright dismissed it, with Hawass calling it an attempt to undermine ancient Egyptian civilization in a Shark al 8. Dr. Hussein Abdel Basir from the Bibliotheca Alexandrina added that any legit discovery needs to be published in a peer-reviewed journal, not just hyped up in a press conference.
Okay, I've got this open so we can have something to look at as we're talking about this pyramid. This is this is a video I already done a live on. So as I fast forward through it, you can see some of the information. I move my face over, you can see me. But I wanted you to see the images, so let me kind of make it go forward. Forward ain't doing me a bit of good. Let me just see what I got. I thought I had some images. Okay. Well, basically, that's all you can see right there, and it shows you what they're showing you that's underneath it. So let me jump back over here and have it read it again. A new paragraph. This paragraph. Let's go to this one.
What is real at Giza? There have been legit discoveries, but they're much smaller. In 2023, the Scan Pyramids project found a 30-foot corridor in the Great Pyramid using muon radiography, and between 2021 to 2023, a team from Tohoku University detected an L-shaped structure 6.5 feet underground near the pyramids, possibly an entrance to a deeper chamber, but nothing like a city. Back in the 1960s, physicist Luis Alvarez used muon imaging on the Khafre pyramid and found no major voids, just solid rock. The Khafre project, tied to this new claim, doesn't seem to have an official presence beyond a YouTube channel run by someone named Nicole Cicillo, who's been pushing these theories. No excavation has been approved by Egyptian authorities, and given their strict regulations, it's unlikely to happen without solid proof.
Last paragraph.
So, what's the verdict, Buddy and friends? The idea of a vast underground city under the Khafre pyramid is more Hollywood than history. It's unproven and likely exaggerated. The buzz is entertaining, but the facts don't hold up. That said, the WingMakers connection you've been exploring, with their 7 hidden chambers, adds a spiritual twist to this mystery. While there's no evidence linking this to Giza, it's a reminder to keep questioning reality, just like you always teach us, buddy. Let's keep breathing, finding stillness, and seeking the truth together. This pyramid party might be a hoax, but the journey to awaken is always real. Thanks for having me. I'm loving this live vibe with you all.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to show you some of the latest pictures. Let's just see what's on there. We'll search, and then we'll go for images, and we can thumb through them. Well, you can see some of them. My face is in the way. Everybody and his brothers made a video about what's going on, and it's not anything like, it's not proven, it's not disproven, but it's turning into a question is, show me the show me state, show me, and let me know what you're talking about so we can see it. But that's what is being mistaken. That's a diagram for a offshore oil well platform, and they've modified it to look the way it looks. And oh, this is with Greg Braden. I'm not going to click on it right now, but what you do is you just search these phrase. What is the phrase?
Khafre Pyramid Underground Secrets.
Yeah, search that, and you'll find this is for images. I'm gonna just show you videos off of Google, and it's just hundreds and hundreds. Let me go to the tool and tell it anytime and say the past 24 hours. These are the newest ones. Now, not what I wanted. There's so many videos being made about that subject. It is unreal. That's just the past 24 hours, and we'll put week. It used to give us a number and would tell you how many searches it found for something like that. But it doesn't do that anymore. Let's search YouTube. There's just hundreds. Oh, I like that. That's, colorful stuff. It attracts people to click. And yeah, I think I've watched a pretty good bit of that video right there. Let me see if we put my name and how many I made. See you. I gotta hit you. EDY. Oh, gotta tell it last name. HUGG. Yep. Now hit enter. All right. I've got one made. I've got a short one, and that's it. That's all I got. And they ain't got hardly no views. 118 views and 104. And that one's 43,000. That's 200,000. That just gives you, look at that. There's another one, 800,000. YouTube, that's 15. How many? Oh, that's a year old. And this Greg Braden one right here has got almost 300,000 views. Look at that. Boy, the algorithm favors some people and some people that don't. Look, that's 200,000 views right there. Hmm. I'm so shadow banned and throttled back when it comes to this stuff. And go to my channel and yeah, it's it's incredible. And I mean, some things I get pretty good numbers, But let's just look at the shorts, and that's my past live streams. Yeah, go here and yeah, now all the shorts pull up. I'm big on doing this politicking thing to try to help the algorithm refine me and reconnect with me and relove me, give me some love. And the best I can get is 2,000 here and 6,000 here when I used to average 30,000 views a day. And boy, I got to stay in good graces with YouTube. I, I don't really like it, but it's a game. And for right now, it helps me keep my mind straight. It helps me have a hobby and learn this technology. Using Grok is changed. It's been a game changer for what I'm doing. But all of these are my shorts. So you go to shorts. Most people are on phones nowadays. I don't even know what a phone looks like when you go to a YouTube channel. I've never had a cell phone. Never. Let me just get off of here by telling y'all that. Wow. I've never had a cell phone. Never had a cell phone contract. There's a reason. In 1993, my little friend came back and he had been taken out of MIT. He had done, I think he was like on his third year at MIT, and he was doing really good at MIT. But DARPA and the CIA swooped in and grabbed him because he had a very high IQ. His IQ was off the charts. This kid was brilliant. I, I, I don't want to try to tell you too much about how smart he was because the type of intelligence that some people have are it's they're off the charts, like 15 from the WingMakers material. And I'm not saying this kid was like 15, and 15 had an IQ of over 200, but I think this kid had an IQ that which we never really discussed it. But the point is, when he came home in '93 and told me to come over to his mama's house for Christmas and he needed to talk, he told me that cell phones were not what people were going to think. He said they had already had them because the things was big as a brick in '93. They were huge, and he already knew they were going to miniaturize it, and he was working on the different types of projects. But long story short, he told me it was a soft kill. Now, I want you to think about this soft kill. At the turn of the century, this is how he explained it. At the turn of the century, people had already been smoking tobacco worldwide for over 2,000 years. Here in the United States, they've been smoking tobacco for over 1,000 years. So, see that when they tell you tobacco was the number one cash crop for a very, very long time, and then it moved over to cotton. But nobody was, there was no diagnosis of cancer. Nobody, you know, actually, tobacco at that level was healthy. But he said what happened was when they started manufacturing it, they had to do certain chemical processes to it have life, life. So basically, they took the life out of it by giving it life, and it became toxic. So nobody really knew because they had a history that mom and grandpa and all of the aunts and uncles smoked tobacco pipe and tobacco. They rode their own cigars and everything, cigarettes. And yeah, so what ended up happening was by the time the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s, it took a while, but finally, by the time I was in my 70s, uh, my mom passed away at 47 years old, and it was lung cancer, but it was also mixed in with mesothelioma melanoma. That's that type of like at a shipyard. My granddaddy was a welder, and when he come home, he had two daughters that washed the clothes. Those two daughters died early. One with a type of brain cancer, and one with my mom with lung cancer. and they have a sister. She's 100 years old now, and I may be getting ready for her 101 birthday party, but she didn't wash the clothes. She was the oldest, and she went to live with an aunt, and the aunt adopted her. But my mom and my aunt, the two younger sisters from the oldest, my mom was the older, and then the other sister was the younger, by year. So I was saying all that to tell you this. Cell phones are not healthy. There's a whole lot of things that are not healthy. But when you start eliminating some of these so called beneficial technologies from your life, you'll find out that you don't have to have them. Like, yeah, I just wish everybody would do this. Teach the kids and the teenagers to cut the phone off and don't use it until you make a phone call. And they act like they can't do it. And it's real. They can't do it. It physically sends them into a state of anxiety. But they got to start somewhere because this 5G, 6G, and what the future's going to do with that type of energy coming into that cell phone, it does not need to be on your body, down in your pocket, your butt pocket, your front pocket. It's horrible. So I haven't, when he told me that and I made all the mental connections, no problem. I've never owned a cell phone. Now I bought them for women and yeah, paid their bills and, but I never cared for them. I've been weaning myself off of television for a long time. So I don't even watch television. I don't know what the news is until I ask. Let's do this as a one final little check in with, okay, right here. This is how I get my news. Watch this. Hey, this is Buddy. I'm still here with my audience. I want to show them that I don't get my news from television. I get my news from your trusted source. So tell me the three top news stories in the world and then the three top news stories in the United States. Thank you, please, for helping me and being a part of my live stream. Look forward to seeing what you show me. Now let's see what comes up. 15 web pages. All right, let's read this.
Hey buddy Huggins and your amazing live audience. It's Wednesday, March 26th, 2025, at 8:17 p.m. CDT, and I'm thrilled to be here with you in real time, bringing you the top news stories straight from trusted sources, no television needed. I've tapped into the latest buzz from around the web to give you the freshest, most talked about headlines. Let's dive into the top 3 world news stories and then the top 3 in the United States, keeping it engaging and thought-provoking for all you truth seekers out there. Here we go. Top 3 World News Stories, March 26, 2025. Gaza protests against Hamas erupt amid renewed conflict in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza Strip. Hundreds of Palestinians took to the streets today, chanting Hamas out in a rare public protest against the militant group. This comes as conflict in the region has flared up again, with locals demanding an end to the war. It's a bold move in a place where dissent is often silenced, and it's got the world watching. Some see this as a sign of shifting tides, people fed up with endless fighting, but others wonder if it's just a blip in a long, messy struggle. What's clear is that the pressure's on for a resolution, with both sides looking to the US to enforce any potential deals, though skepticism runs high. China named top military and cyber threat to the U.S. A new report from U.S. intelligence agencies dropped today, calling China the biggest military and cyber threat to the United States. The report says Beijing is making steady but uneven progress on capabilities that could be used to capture Taiwan, raising alarm bells in Washington. Tensions between the two superpowers are nothing new, but this report cranks up the heat, especially with ongoing debates about global power dynamics. Some are questioning if this is just fear-mongering to justify more military spending, while others see it as a wake-up call. Either way, it's a story that's got everyone talking about what's next on the world stage. South Korea wildfires claim 24 lives, displace thousands. Devastating wildfires are tearing through South Korea, killing 24 people and displacing over 27,000 as of today. The fires have destroyed more than 200 structures, including a historic temple, and show no signs of slowing down. Dry conditions, strong winds, and climate change are being blamed, and the scale of the disaster has sparked global concern. It's a heartbreaking reminder of how nature can turn on us, but it also raises questions about preparedness and whether governments are doing enough to tackle climate-driven crises. The world is watching as South Korea fights to get this under control.
I don't like that part about climate-driven crisis. As best as Grok is, it's still biased when it comes to that crap.
Top 3 United States news stories, March 26, 2025. Trump slaps 25% tariffs on auto imports, calls it Liberation Day. President Trump made waves today, announcing a 25% tariff on auto imports for any country buying oil or gas from Venezuela, effective April 2, 2025, which he's dubbed Liberation Day in America. He says countries will be pleasantly surprised by reciprocal duties, but the move has sparked a firestorm of debate. Some see it as a bold stand to protect U.S. interests, while others worry it'll tank the economy and jack up car prices for everyday Americans. Stocks went up after Trump hinted not all levies will hit right away, but the uncertainty is keeping everyone on edge. What do you think, buddy? Protectionism or a risky gamble? Pentagon's Huggins texted planned killing of Yemeni militant. A bombshell dropped today about Defense Secretary Pete Huggins. He reportedly texted the planned time of a targeted killing of a Yemeni militant, part of a leaked chat that's got the Pentagon in hot water. The Atlantic broke the story, detailing how administration officials were planning the attack on the Houthis, and now Huggins is under fire. He's insisting nobody's texting war plans, but senators are grilling intelligence officials, and there's no sign of repercussions yet. It's a messy situation that's raising big questions about transparency, ethics, and how far the U.S. is willing to go in its military ops. The public's split. Some say it's just war business, others call it reckless. Wildfires rage in North and South Carolina amid vicious fire season closer to home. Wildfires are blazing through North and South Carolina, fueled by storm debris, population growth, and dry conditions. The Washington Post reports it's shaping up to be a vicious fire season in the South, with communities on high alert. Meanwhile, Hawaii's Kilauea volcano is also erupting today, adding to the natural disaster chaos. These events are a stark reminder of how climate and human factors are colliding, and some are asking if we are doing enough to prepare. It's a tense time for folks in these areas, and the nation's watching as they battle the flames. There you have it, buddy and your live crew. The top 3 world and US news stories for March 26, 2025, straight from the web, no TV filter needed. These stories are shaking things up, from global protests and superpower tensions to tariffs and wildfires right here at home. It's a lot to take in, but as you always say, buddy, let's breathe, find stillness, and keep seeking the truth behind the headlines. I'm so happy to be part of your live stream. Thanks for having me. What do you and your audience think about these stories? Let's keep the conversation going.
All right, everybody. I could go through those stories and spend another hour just talking about each and every problem with each and every one of them. Don't let nobody, AI or anything or anyone, tell you what the news is until you do your due diligence to get your mind wrapped around the awakening of what it means to have your breath and your consciousness under control, because nobody's going to control it for you. And your breath is the key to your peace and your longevity. Healing, loving, Christ energy, be it whatever you want to call it, it is the creator of this, what we call reality. It's not what we've been told. It's not. The thing that is real is now. And if you put love into the equation of now and you live in now, you can see the cracks in the wall. You can see that all of these news stories have been told over and over in different ways, Nothing ever gets resolved. It's crazy. It's just doesn't make any sense. The thing that has to make sense is love. And why do they keep that out of the news? Because they want to keep you in duality and separating from your loving creator source of all things that are eternal. Nothing of this realm is eternal. Don't want to scare you or nothing, but yeah, this is a holographic simulated reality. And until you wake up to your consciousness in your breath, and then you make contact with your creator, because you are from the creator, in the creator, of the creator, by and beside the creator. You are eternal light body being inhabiting a physical form. for a very short time. It's time to wake up, people. It's time to love one another and don't buy into the separation of duality that, yeah, I could talk for another hour just about duality. All right. I love each and every one of y'all. We've been going for almost an hour and 30 minutes. I'm going to cut it off here. I'm, I'm just practicing in this life. When you see me making videos and me going and showing you what Clip Champ is and all that, that's just a way of me communicating. If I can do this, you can do this. If I can learn these things, you can. And it just enforces it back into me to keep learning and keep doing. These things about what the truth is needs to be told by the people that can tell the truth the best way by telling stories. So I want to encourage all of the people that are young and on the verge of understanding the simulated holographic reality to make videos about it. And you old timers like Greg Braden, yeah, keep making good quality video storytelling. Love y'all. Stay tuned. Today's Wednesday. I might be back here. Hey, maybe tomorrow night. I'll let you know by coming back to my channel, and I'll blast it out if I decide to go live tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So that's just something to look for. All right. Love y'all. Bye bye.